All right, guys, we're getting into cool stuff. So we're going to try something that looks a little uglier. Okay. Again, you can give me, and sometimes these are a little, they can be nasty. Trust me. They're really not that nasty, except for you have to try a few things out. Okay. Let's try this one. All right. So let's factorize it, and you guys can help me out. Okay. So, and this will have, when you have your leading coefficient is not one, that means you may have to try a few more. So you want 30, the way I see it, 4 times 8, 32. Okay. 8x times x plus something. Okay. And what do we want to put here? You can put 2 and 2. That guarantees this guy will be 8x squared and this guy will be 4. Even minus will work, but I want this to be 33. What do I do that? How do I do that? Well, how about 8 times 1? This doesn't pan out, okay? 8x squared is okay. 2 times 2 is 4 is okay, but 2x plus 16 is not 32. So let's try 4 and 1. 4 and 1. And I think I'm seeing 4. And even that doesn't pan out, guys. And I know you might say, oh, you're doing in your head. I am doing a little bit of that work in my head. I think I was calculating. So guys, 8 times x is 8x squared. So far, so good. 4 times 1 is 4. So far, so good. What about the outside terms and the inside terms? Let's list them carefully. All right, I'm going to use different colors. This is the hard part, and this is the part where you want to double check and you don't want to mess up. This guy times this guy. Take it back. This guy times this guy is 32x. And this guy, the outside terms I have addressed. The inside terms are this. Let me use the color consistently. And look, it works out. Will I give you a problem like this? Yes, I easily could. Where things won't be so clean cut, you have to try out a couple of numbers. Okay, so this one is this one. 8x squared plus 33x, and the answer you're going to enter, and you will hardly need the little fancy little box, but this is all you need to enter. You're not showing me all the work on Blaze View. Okay, just be aware of that. Make sure you kind of understand that you're not showing me all the work. You're showing me what I put in my box. How do we feel, guys?
I have a question.
Absolutely.
In my last math class, we would do it like we would multiply the 8 and the 4, and we would get what multiplies to 32 and adds to 33, since 8 and 4 multiply to 32. Could we do it that way? Do you care?
Of course, I won't care. I know some people do it this way. The way you
It's like, it's a little bit more work, but it works.
It's totally fine. You're going to enter the answer in the right format. And as long as you do it, and I'm open to new suggestions, and the way you're doing it, I think I was taught that way too, a long time ago. That'll work. What else, guys? Well, it's not a bad time to stop. Again, I'm not trying to go home. Just kind of, we are recording and everything. I think we did up to number 30, and I'm going to write here, did up to 30. So you're going to get a long break, right? Do the math lab. You do want to practice math lab. You're practicing for your exam, even though I will not grade it. I will grade it on the lab. To be honest, I won't even grade math lab. Computer will grade it. I will collect the grades on the last day. I'm still getting those emails. I'm going to collect your grade. The exam, I am making it. I will physically grade it. So we'll stop here. And when we come back on Tuesday, don't come here and wait on Monday. When we come back on Tuesday, we're going to wrap up this section. We're getting there. We're in good shape. And we're going to start the next section. And if we don't finish a couple of the last problems from the next section, I'll clearly tell you. And the study guide can always be adjusted. Everything is transparent, but yes, you have to do the work, and I expect you to do the work and be available to take the exam. Again, I'm talking a little bit. You might think, I have a student who told me this, very nice kid. Okay. So he used to take the exam and in the library, and it was always quiet on the day of the exam. Two people came in, they were chit-chatting, and he was not asking for favors or anything. He just, so what is the lesson, guys? The lesson is make sure you have access to a quiet place on the day of the exam. If you're in a class and your brother is studying and behind you, I'm okay with it. I don't see a problem. When you're taking the exam, make sure you have a quiet place, a nice environment where you can take the exam and don't mess things up. And just a little tip. So if you don't have any questions for me, we can call it a day, but I'll be here till the last person leaves. Thank you for coming.
You have a good day, Professor.
You too, Jack, and everyone else.
So if we have something on the exam that's like a fraction, do you want us to turn it into a decimal or leave it as a fraction?
Good question. Since the way it's set up, you can enter fractions. Feel free to enter fraction. Like I don't expect you to. 1/3 is, you can write 0.33. I will understand, but just write 1/3. Now I can go back. For instance, that little box where you do your equation, you can enter this. And for 1/3, you can just type in 1/3. You don't even have to go for the box. So I would ask you to be accurate. Now, if it's half and you write 0.5, I don't see any problem, whatever works for you. Both are correct. But for 1/3, I would prefer not 0.33, but 1/3. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and you can enter it any way you want.
Have a nice day.
You too.